please, this is a proper method of debate. You're not supposed to interrupt my speech. Then, when I come to the status quo,
Okay, so as I told you in the beginning, you're not supposed to interrupt the speaker when he or she is on the podium.
Thank you, our today's moderator. First of all, before I continue, I would like to know if this first affirmative was giving a speech. Please take note of that. The first question is, you said when you were describing cultural norms, you had beliefs. I would like to know what are beliefs and what is the meaning of fundamental.
Beliefs are things which people trust in. Then fundamental is something vague or something big.
To eradicate that domestic violence.
Please, it's like you're not understanding what I'm telling you. Already the points which I've given you are for eradication. I've told you setting strict laws. Of course,
say, I don't know if you are understanding me or not. They ask you, go straight to the question. If you need to repeat the same points so that the speaker can pick up. So, I already read to you the
Yes, thank you, the moderator, the affirmers, the negators, and the audience at large. Violence. One thing about our first affirmer had said, saying that they are going to eradicate domestic violence. Hope the judges, you had that one, and our audience. The first affirmer said to us that they are going to the norms that come from our culture. And these cultural norms are divided into four, where we have folkways, morals, laws, and even the taboos. So, we can describe that. Then, if we say the mental or physical, it means mental or physical problem that disturbs physically or mentally the mind of a person or the body of a person. If you know that virus, then domestically, you know that it is about to home to you now. If you're bringing home to you. So that means that saying that other factors leading to domestic norms and practices, they can rather not be cultural norms and practices, but they are just giving to us other factors that lead to practices. Where they say, they have the Eastern Uganda, they are showing the embryo circumcision, they have now other things that those cultures and practices. And I find another Munyankole, I don't talk with that person. If I try to show that now, am I bringing about cultural practice that was I would like to inform them another one, which makes the part of social harmony, economic improvement. Yes, I'd like to show that right now, our plan now, if we say that we are going to instruct speaker one.
Right honorable current of law, Mr. Who? Victor Kimsimo from Ocean Essence. It was given to those people who live such a cultural events. I'm continuing with my question. First answer.
Cultural norms and practices. I say the cultural norms and practices, these are the things. If you perform this, you will not have done that. So we have the mall. One example of a on firestones. So that's an example of a cultural norm. And in Uganda,
anything you're making now is just a wastage of time. For me, I've been strict on refusing just because I said you give me the titles of the leaders. Will you please do me that?
If I come and say the title of the readers.
And this is what we are advocating for. We need leaders who can stand here, talk to the people. You know, I want to correct the negative.
The presence of the elements and the moderator as well. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The main issue which has brought me here is circumcision. It is also a cultural practice. Our dear judges, circumcision is not practiced as someone has just liked it, served in chicken. So what of not eating chicken? So do you mean is it not food? Our dear judges, I will continue. My first, when you say that you are classifying between genders, that men are supposed to eat this one so, do you mean that, is there a difference between, I know that the difference is there, but if so and so eats, if a woman eats food and a man eats chicken, and if a woman eats chicken or someone eats chicken, will it make any difference? So these cultural norms are saying that a woman. The next point is that the culture of gender-based violence and the value. Madam, my name is Kamakone Jackie, if you want to know. Will you please stand up? How old are you? I'm 16 years old. Thank you very much. That was what I was looking for. In cultural norms, you're married. Please, are you married? Please, would you show me this that you're married? That's what I was talking about. The men are supposed to be questioned. So, nowadays, they are specifying between a man and a woman that the woman is supposed to do a job of a housemaid, that a man is supposed to do.
And I call upon negative speaker 1 against affirmative speaker 2. And I repeat, a question, change, make, answer straight. Thank you.
You have 3 minutes. Please follow.
We are supporting us. Thank you very much to come to the delegator side. You are supporting us saying it is a cultural practice. Then you did not say it's effect and telling us why is it eradicated.
Mr. Victor, if
who is pregnant and goes to report to the mother or father and girls, where are they hiding? Is it the cultural and practice has sent them to go and be pregnant, or it is their decision now?
our dear judges, I would like to inform Mr. Honorable Victor that
you go to your mother after being pregnant, by pregnant. Let's look for any means. You're now young, below 18. Why do you fear and say, let me go with my boyfriend? I try to get.
Well, a round of applause to the negative speaker, affirmative speaker too. And I really want to inform this house, we still have human trafficking in Itorogo.
Thank you, our today's speaker, moderator, and attached to Parliament around and recognize names called. Because now, even if you go to the police station, if you arrest any girl who is practicing sex with a boy in a certain lodge, that girl, when they are arrested and taken to the police, the girl is the first person to say, "Leave my boy." We say that really the recurrent speaker said eating habits or practice circumcision. It's not due by force, but a wish you to join a religion. Is that what violence? Really? Don't deceive the judge into cultural practices. Cultural norms and practices makes people learn and tolerate and understand brotherhood, which paves paths to social harmony and economic development. Sitting down is that one violence? Means of accumulation. Members, this is not social discrimination. Why? They are going every day coming and interviewing our people. They go back in their area and inform that Robson is profitable. Due to the cultural norms practices, they are calling each other to come and do right together and they perform a business. Are they practicing violence behaviors of the ladies and the gentlemen failing to share sex in their beds? We take...
Yeah, I'd like to first help you to always use clear English. You've been talking Richard Bay, you're not supposed to bring your stories. Then, I'd like to know, what is intimidation, which you talked about?
Yeah, this man tried, I think the parliament, you see that, to abuse. The one who came here, have you ever had a Bagaya? I did not say the word. Accumulation. This is a condition where people move from another area and ascertains or stays in the ministry. It is gender ethics. You want the minister?
The ministry.
I said gender.
You're not giving them readouts, just giving them points. Like you have papers, drop them. Okay, 54. For you, side affirmative speaker, you have 5 minutes. 29.
Right, my fellow strong parliamentarians from my school, and I'm only came here to just not remember me. You can say hi to me whenever you need me. I will begin with speaks of, for you, you're not supposed to rebel. You're not supposed to do anything. You're supposed not to complain when even and not to go to police to request for our rights, and that is wrong. And I totally agree with her that culture is sometimes used to. And after that, when you say like, I'm done with marriage, no one, she says like, we paid our dowry, we're not going back, but please, we women now, especially me, well empowered, I won't accept that. Ignore sexualism. How I'm going to some traditional specific communities, especially maintain particular norms, such as this is the culture systems can erect barriers to services and resources. It's very true. Madam Judge, I think you should be laying your hands because I'm trying to highlight the public on the dangers and great success actually. Cultural influences on how gender balances are viewed. If a man's right is to beat a woman, for example, if he wishes for any good reason, a man can wake up, go in town, take his own alcohol, as if you're the one who has him to drink alcohol.
Agree, you're not going to be rebutted. You to give us the outlet of everything, throw us points, because as it was requested by the teacher that
I judge. I think you guys who have been the debaters as the winners, I think you should carry your chairs, go on our side and follow us.
well, cultural norms.
As the audience at large, all good evening. Consider the read is my name, and from the Nigeria side. Today's resolution states cultural norms and practices are the causes of domestic violence. We as the negators, we are saying those are in our societies, and because of the following. When cultural norms exist, people are able to earn a living. Please, after today's churches, you can have a look. That if our president also allowed cultural norms and practices to take place in our societies, also as a sign of respect, even the cultures should continue and we should please respect them. And we as the negators, we have our work plan which will be taking place in between 2 years. The first year, we shall first organize meetings in our village. Take place outside churches. I'm saying as the negator, I said that please, we have to respect this cultural norms and practices. They aren't the major petty names, which is a sign of promoting cultural norms and practices. Thank you, today's moderator.
Wow, thank you so much. Our presentation of Affirmative and Resemble Secondary School. We are going for the second round straight because we can't have a break due to the fact that we are badly against our time schedule. So don't get Resemble Secondary School. So you can still carry up the same points, the same say. The getters, Resemble Secondary, affirmatives, unique. Oh, sorry. Meanwhile, the negators, because we don't show, you can kindly, since we are starting this, you can kindly have some time, you revise. So, in real proper, once the discussion starts, you're not supposed to go and make research. But due to the fact that we're starting up this thing and we are making
August House, good evening. I'm by the names of Kawasama, speaker of the State Secondary School. I'm in Form 4. So, cultural norms are rules and expectations about behavior and thoughts based on shared beliefs within specific norms have caused unfair treatment amongst us. If another region with different characters or from abroad comes here and finds that we Butuku, we are not supposed to circumcise, and he or she forced marriage has led to increased murder. Yes, this cultural practice of forcing girls to get married have caused domestic violence. My next point is the cultural practices of girl circumcision practiced among the Sebe has led therefore request to submit from here.
Okay, thank you very much. Affirmative speaker 1. The man has said that if you are circumcised and you don't enjoy he's saying the truth.
From saying that circumcised now don't enjoy their sex, because you say those who are circumcised don't enjoy sex. You mean they don't like Muslims? You said that those who get circumcised don't enjoy sex. You mean like those Muslims don't enjoy sex?
It takes a long time. It even causes some disease to them because their parts, the other private parts, are exposed. So anything that comes into contact with it can even like to clarify my point by saying that these are not saying that they don't enjoy sex, but they are not their right. The time when they need to play sex, it's not that time when they are allowed to play sex. They are restricted to.
Honorable, how do they call women circumcision? Because this is
It's also circumcision.
I know our speakers will highlight that when it comes to their time. Okay, negative speaker 1, 5 minutes. Yes, they call it women. I'm not giving it to you.
And the audience at large. My name is Thomas Victor again. I clarify myself on this podium. Yes, I would like also quality and the land Lokodo is the one heading the ministry. So we are eradicating this thing, coming to this, that cultural practices are not the major cause of domestic violence. We have other things that are put into what I'm trying to mean, that if you get the cultural norms and put them in practice, so you have done the culture, you have improved the cultural norms and practice. But they are not the real things that are leading to domestic violence. We have very many things that are leading to domestic violence, but not these things about cultural norms and practice. That cultural norms and practices are the ones that have led to domestic violence. Okay, I mean the petty names. I don't know their uses. If you have them, eradicate the petty names, leave them alone, so that we can be Islam. Everyone can be equal. And I and the members of the negator side, we try to eradicate that. Let's eradicate the cultural norms and practices are not the major causes of domestic violence. Much for bringing that as the best evidence. If it was cultural norms and practices that bring domestic violence, you wouldn't have called yourselves the names of the purpose, the petty names. So I don't like to cultural norms and practices are not the major causes of domestic violence, but we have other factors that are bringing about domestic violence: prostitution, unfaithfulness, and unworthiness in the families. Thank you very much, our moderator.
Well, thank you so much. Affirmative speaker 3 for cross battle.
Once to break it, he or she does whatever it takes to a woman. Isn't that part of culture? As it called domestic violence? I say, isn't it part of culture? Because once to break a rule or a taboo, the so-called taboos in culture, what happens to a lady? What special when it comes to a lady when you're married? And
Thank you very much.
There is students that should come and teach secondary school. Our today's topic of discussion is that cultural norms and practices are the causes of domestic violence. That girl may not love the husband. The dad leading the dad commit suicide, and that causing loss of life. If her don't commit suicide, you have a big name. A big name. What is it for? That big name. It's something.
Speaker 1 becoming for rebattling against the taboo.
I find my fair body and I give it. You also have. Now how have they brought culture, how have they brought domestic violence to your side?
They have caused disrespect because if I'm a mod and someone don't have a big name, I can, if I don't know his or her name, I can just call him any.
That brings cultural norms and practice because we are the one deciding, but it's not a cultural norm and practice deciding.
I have not said about suicide. My point was that he wasn't married. Because if he was a girl, take an example, I cannot use another girl, I can use I myself. If
you have point. The moderator. You are saying major causes. Okay, as my concurrent speaker said that cultural norms and practices are not the major causes of domestic violence. 100% confident, true, supportive on that are not the major causes. But there are other major causes. The government had put in effort to remove the culture of the Karamojong, but right now it's not removed, and I'm presenting the information to the judge. When they were allowed again to enjoy when you didn't need to enjoy my culture and I run outside and go like but I have to practice prostitution. When I'm sorry, I beg my pardon. When I'm sorry and I beg my pardon. It was a dentist. I'm saying process, not so. I think I'm to accuse the evidence that I promised to give to the judge. Showing the Karamoja people happy for returning them their culture. And it was read, and the author of that in the who brought that evidence was Afgonza Vagonza. I would like to rest my case on this one.
The government had abducted their culture. And why do you think the government abducted their culture? And we have also talked about prostitution. Can you please give more?
Ignorance of the law has no defense, that's it. Okay, one. What was your first question?
Even he has forgotten his first question. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I've marked all your questions. Now let me explain to you this. In the government of Uganda today, we have corrupt people like the farmers of today. I'm not using an abusive language, but that is an example.
The head prefect to Gamazin Secondary School. I'm going to talk about outside the autonomy says that cultural norms and practices are the causes of misbehavior. But without before I put Christ.
So I'm forced into the children that I'm not prepared for. So get it that there is a difference between pregnancy and marriage. Okay, I'm going to reiterate to give up the views that I have. The first view is it has causing heavy punishment among children. The cultural practice of child naming and the giving of purpose of faith to respect the cultural norms and practices which are read today. It is misuse of authority that has led to violence, domestic. Another, why am I talking about misuse of authority? In cultural practices, we have to talk about the kings. I can refer you to the Bible in Kings, not Kings. You can't read about King David. King David killed Uriah because of his wife, of which he was a leader, a cultural leader, which has increased in death, which is even still rising up to now. Support the pledge resolution. So, that speaker, I beg to end here.
Well, thank you so much, affirmative speaker 3 from Tungama City. Negative speaker 3, for the interest of time, please hurry up.
Today's resolution says that cultural the causes of domestic violence, but we are negators. We are totally disagreeing with what the team of farmers are trying to bring, saying that it is cultural norms that is all bringing this. I have an evidence that I'm going to present to the judges, whereby there was corporal punishment in a school. I would like to know, was it all just because of cultural norms? At today's judges, you can have a look. Back to our point, we as the team which are not having cultures, they should also be introduced on our cultures. Please, at today's judges, we say that cultural norms and practices are not the major causes of domestic violence. Allow me to raise my case.
Wow, thank you so much. And we are going for the last one, the last round that will decide who is left, who is to go for the final. Then we wrap it up. By exactly 6 sharp, we shall have ended. And I'm calling upon whoever has not yet got water, they are going to bring more water. Practices are the violence. Well, affirmatives are from unique. Affirmatives are from Tungamasi. And this is another session. Please, you can cut up your same points and battle with unique. And affirmatives, I'm giving you 4 minutes. Can I call upon the affirmative speaker 1 to come and give his view? Cultural norms and practices are the major cause of domestic violence.
Once again, I'm Kawa Samuel, and I'm the first affirmer. Without wasting time, our resolution states cultural norms and practices are the cause of domestic violence. And they say that they just suppose their work is just to cook at home. So, that one has led to loss of their future in a way that a girl who is 16 years is not supposed to study, but she's supposed to get married. Then how will that girl be well in future if you get her married to a man who is a drunkard?
Madam, you have 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, you play.
Mr. Moderator, I will be speed as I can to raise my question and present to the current speaker. Yeah, let me use that speed because a minute is very little. The question is, you said, for this whatever. Stop running off. It's like blackmailing me. I'm feeling scared. He's blackmailing me.
Negator 3. The reason as to why 7 is protecting culture, it's just because he wants to get votes. That's the reason as to why he has abducted our cultural practices, our culture, and said that when during the time of election, that is fact. So don't tell me that cultural practices, because Museveni is supporting them, it's the reason that they are not causing domestic violence.
To resolve the resolution resolved by the resolver. And before I go any further, allow me to introduce the keywords. Culture is an adjective which is derived from the noun culture. It is anything to do with the running of home affairs or family relations. Violence is the character of behavior involving physical force intending to hurt, damage, or kill something. It deserves a bottle of soda, but of course ironically. Our special score, of course, those are the kind whereby we get funds from cultural institutions and many others. Perimeters. No. Perimeters. I've already talked about that.
Supporting the resolution. In the case I have added the bottle of soda, how is the bottle of soda related to the resolution? Secondly, I need to ask all my questions and answer to one. How is the bottle of soda related?
Not understood. Like, I meant, who caused that resolution wasn't serious. That's why I gave him or have the bottle of soda, but I said ironically. Maybe you didn't know the meaning of the word ironically. That's why I was confused. Then, like, if I talk about, let me give you some points to support my say, because I didn't give them because of them. Then, like, drug abuse. Drug abuse has been happening. People are using drug abuse, of which is not the cultural norms, but it is causing domestic violence. People, there is alcoholism. People are drinking alcohol, there's beating people.
Of domestic violence. That topic was properly and properly written because of the following view. Have led to many problems. Others, like forced marriage, has led to loss of life. Without few words, I beg from you.
Like you've not had much. What are proteins?
Proteins are the bodybuilding foods.
How are proteins? What is marriage?
Marriage is a union between two people with the aim of producing.
Wow.
Affirmer 2, I would like to correct you. You have spoken of 1 and 2 views, but you have said, let me speak my view. You have also said that college. I would like to inform you that cultural norms and practices, they are not the only ones that have caused violence or domestic violence. We have alcoholism. So when a man has taken alcohol, is not sustaining the woman the way the woman wants that man to be. When a man is irresponsible, a woman also can commit suicide because the husband. I would like to talk of the environmental influence. It's also another factor to blame. Our dear judges, I would like to express this. I would like to rest my case. Thank you.
And And in cultural practices, there is when it is a practice, and when people take palm oil, they get drunk. After getting drunk, they come and disturb their wives at home.
I would not like to waste my time over here. Palm wine is also alcohol. I will express my guess. More question?
Well, up next, affirmative speaker 3. You have 2.5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Sir Chair. I'm just wrapping up. Once again, I'm Mr. Patrick Moses, the head boy to number 6.
Parents suffer what they call scarcity of money to access the food, which at times a man and a woman develop misunderstandings. Hence, a man does not want to understand that, really, since a wants to get married to a person that you don't want, and you must make sure that you don't come from that house. In order to avoid all that, you be said to commit suicide so that you can get done with it, worldly life and the worldly suffering, which has denied the kingdom of Rezu. It's also when Lumumba is still in prison, that's been denying the right as a total reader, which has.
Are we together? As I told you, by 6, we are shutting down. Affirmative, negative speaker 3, please. Walk up on stage, 2.5 minutes.
We are negators, and we totally agree that cultural norms are the main cause of what? Domestic violence. First of all, I must thank these men behind cameras for the great work. These words are spreading all over the world. Great job done. Let me conclude. Alcohol, and that is modernization. You can't set procedures without brains, and brains to calculate for the procedures and then call it traditional. So if procedures are set, that is what? Modern. It's not. It's culture. So why are you telling us that these are the main causes of cultural violence? We totally disagree. For your information makes me interested, but you are totally wrong in whatever you're saying. Thank you.
Well, 2.5 public speech. So by exactly 6, as our judges, we tried. I personally tried never to be on a side. I was appreciating everyone. You really know how to speak. I really loved it, and if we continue doing this, I'm telling you, Torobo has great. I'm telling you, the youth, that in August we are planning to have a way of actually doing these things together. What am I trying to mean? We really need to advocate for our rights, to advocate for 2 affirmatives and 2 negators. Then the other negator 3 will be used for the public speech session. And I need you, when you're giving in your public speech, to be so punctual for the interest of time, because we are really time bound. We need to depart. So the judges are still turning it up. Details of each participant, but give us the details of the school. We shall compare the results, then send it to the respective cadres. That is but I know my judges are independent, and there's no way that both of them are not students, and neither are they teachers.
Okay. We want to thank all the participants of this debate. We thank you all for coming. We thank you all for participating. We thank you all for today. We went to other items of judging: grammar and the evidence. We have time management, body language, confidence, and then use of the flow. These were out of 10. Rexembo scored 130. Nick Valley had 124. 87, Butunga Mahad 98. Thank you. I think those were the things.
So read us who is on the final.